Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Uvajjayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam. The last attribute of the tenfold religion is chastity, celibacy, brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is derived from the word Brahma and Char. Charanam Charya. When Sita ji was abducted by Ravan and her ornaments were shown to Sri Ram asked Lakshman, Brother Lakshman, look at this. You recognize them? These are my Sita's ornaments. Lakshman just could not recognize them. And then after some time he said that I recognize these ornaments, the ornaments of the feet, because I regularly used to bow at her feet. The other ornaments, I did not just stare at her or look at her anywhere else. The shlok in Ramayana, it is written like this. Naham janami keyure, naiva janami kundale, nupuranyeva janami, nityam padabhivandanat. I do not recognize these keyur, that are ornaments of the arms. I do not recognize the kundalas, the ornaments of the ears, but I can recognize the ornament of the feet, nupur. Decent people, chivalrous people never contemplate about doing wrong to any woman. They respect women, they protect women. The affinity towards opposite genders and crossing the limits is a Brahma. That is called promiscuity, and that is not respected anywhere in the world. Of course, married life is also an important life. It is an important part of the human existence. But here, in the life of monks, they refrain from promiscuity, they observe celibacy, and they redirect their energies upwards and towards their soul's upliftment. There is a book written by Dr. Stuart Sowatsky after 23 years of research on brahmacharya, on celibacy. You can search the name Stuart Sowatsky, Stuart Sovatsky, Russian scientist. Many experiments, many yogas, pranayams, etc., and many in-depth secrets are disclosed in that book. And one other book also, Aghora, by Dr. Robert E. Swoboda. Perhaps in the first part only, there is a great chapter on this dharma, brahmacharya. Both paths are equally tough. The path of a householder, the path of an aspirant, a monk. Abstaining is also a great endeavor, and living a life of a householder and then balancing the life is not very easy. Maharshi Bhartrihari has written in his Vairagya Shatak, Mattebh kumbh dalane bhuvisanti shuraha kechit prachand mragaraj vadhepi dakshaha kintu brahmimi balinam puratah prasahya kandarp darp dalane virala manushyaha. He says that this desire, to overcome this desire, you have to become courageous. You have to just attain victory over your senses, over your mind. He says, there are people who can subdue an elephant in his musk period. There are people who can eliminate a ferocious lion too. But we, Maharshi Bhartrihari, challenge all those mighty people, and we say, we claim that winning Cupid is very rare. Only a few people on this earth can attain victory over the Cupid. That desire can be subdued. In the olden time psychology, Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud used to say, fulfill a desire and it will go away. Suppress a desire and it will burst. It will be like an explosion. You are suppressing your anger, you are suppressing your anger. And then one day, there is just a blast of anger. You cannot control that. But in modern psychology, William Walker Atkinson says, delay a passion and it will fade away. delay. You are wishing to do something, just tell your mind, not now. In Hindi it is said, abhi nahi to kabhi nahi. The passions that are degrading our souls, the passions that are binding our souls, the passions that are propagating our mundane existence, they are our inner foes, they are our inner enemies. And to attain victory over the inner enemies, Arihantas, who have attained the victories, Ari means foes, and Hanta means those who have destroyed those foes, they are called Arihantas. Rag, Dvesh, Kam, Krodh, etc. They have just attained victory over all those inner blemishes. When Sita ji was facing that fire test, Agni Pariksha, she stood near the fire and said with folded hands that I bow towards all the lords of the universe. I pay obeisance to all the gurus that are present here. And I address the fire that is challenging my existence. What did she say? Manasi vachasi kaye jagare swapna marge यदि मम पति भावो राघवादन्य पुंसी तदिह दह शरीरम मामकं पावकेदम सुकृत दुरित नीतेर देव साक्षी त्वमेव. She said, "O fire, listen to me. If during wakefulness or during my sleep I have imagined even in my dreams any other person accepting Sri Rama, if I imagine any other person as my husband, then may your flames turn my body into ashes." Because you are the only witness. You can only establish the truth. And then she entered the fire. Saudharma Indra had said to his friend Meshketu, "Just take care, she is a great, pious woman. She is a Mahasati." So instantly, the moment she touched the fire became water. This seems mythology for modern age people. who are not familiar with miracles, but those who live a miraculous life know that nothing is impossible, not even this that is written in the scriptures. Even today, there are many miracles. Miracle is a commonplace in the life of true aspirants. Let us remember one miracle, Acharya Shantisagar Maharaj Shri. He was a great monk, really. Once, a brahmachari ji came near him, addressed him, worshipped him, and then requested that I want to ask you a question. Please give me permission. Acharya Shri said, continue. He said, I am suffering from leukoderma. There is one white spot on my body, and I have heard that such people are not fit for monkhood. You don't give Muni Diksha to them who are suffering from leukoderma. What should I do? I am so nervous. I am so unhappy. I am so sad that I won't become a monk in this life. Please help me. I am contemplating even about suicide. What is the use of such a life which deprives me from monkhood? Acharya Shri said, perform 1,25,000 japas of Namokar. Go. After a few months, that brahmachari, whose name was Jinadas, came back and said, Acharya Shri, even now that white spot hasn't disappeared. I am so much depressed. Please, now, what should I do? Acharya Shri asked, where is your white spot? He showed him. Acharya Shri put his hand on that spot like this, closed his eyes, then after some time, he lifted up his hand. There was not a single speck of that white spot on his body. Brahmachari Jindas was free from leukoderma. There are several such miracles that regularly occur in the lives of monks. Once, an incident from our life, the miracle of devotion, bhakti, we have experienced in our lives. Once we were at Bhopal. The year was almost 2002 or 2003. Dr. Lunavat had come to our place where we were residing. In that Shok Dharmashala. Dr. P.K. Jain had brought him there with that machine of sonography. He just examined our body and detected six calculi, six kidney stones. Then he said that this is a portable device, sonography machine, and you can also get a checkup from a big Doppler machine. So we went next day to that Doppler machine, and there we thought that let's experiment one thing. We will recite a stotra, Shantinath stotra, and then let's see what the machine says. And when they were performing the checkup, the sonography was going on. We just closed our eyes and mentally recited Shantinath stotra. When the checkup was over, they detected nothing. They said that there are no calculi in your kidneys. We were so engrossed in that devotional stotra that we were not just coming back to the senses, and we just then we came back and said, yesterday there were six calculi. They said that this is the proper machine. There is nothing is detected. When these news reached Dr. P.K. Jain, he himself came back, and with him another test was performed. For 45 minutes, they were checking again and again the gel, that sonography machine, again and again they were checking from behind, from front, everywhere. There were no calculi. So miracles are not impossible. And then doctor asked, how can this be possible? Then we said that for us this is of course nothing, because we were just submerged in Shantinath Stotra. And Namokar, Bhaktamar, Shantinath Stotra. There are many such recitations, enchantings that can create miracles within moments. So, she was a Mahasati, Sita ji. We don't doubt about this incident, that when she touched the fire became water. That is, of course, scientifically there might be arguments, but here the chastity, the purity of a sati can perform miracles. There is no doubt about it. So how do we start? The Lord Jinendra, Arahant Paramatma, has said, number one, refrain from the vices. The age is moving towards gloom because youngsters are interested in such parties and such relationships that are just pertaining to sensual pleasures. There are almost no emotions and there are almost no feelings. They just want to be merry. They just want to enjoy. They don't think backwards or forwards. They just think that this is the time of being merry. Eat, drink, and be merry. Later on, they repent. Because without thinking, if a deed is performed, the results can be devastating. And then there is nothing left. You are robbed of everything by your own passions. Your body is wasted. Your lungs are destroyed. You are under depressions. You are a drug addict. You become a drug addict. You live a depressed life. You are not able to make eye contact with your parents, your elders, your teachers, because there is a fear that what if they understand what I am? There was a story when one sister was deviated from her bright path into gloom. Ultimately, when she came to know that my parents know that what I am doing, and my brother also knows that what I have done, she committed suicide. So, what is the use of such a life where you enjoy and then cry and then die? Real bliss comes from within, not from vices. Vices destroy our capacities. That is very attractive from a distance. When you go near, the attraction fades away. And attraction is not the purpose of our life. Eat, drink, and be merry is not our culture. Spiritual people do not waste their energies in such activities. This life is for inner growth. This life is not meant for being born as a human and die like a dog. This life is a very precious life. So Lord Jinendra has said that refrain from vices. Number one, no vices. No drinking, no non-veg, no promiscuity, no pawns, no brothel, no pros, no vices. Not even reading such books that pollute our minds. No such videos, no such movies that provoke us to commit sin. A moment of pleasure can rob us of the treasure that is within us. Confession, purification can help us a lot. What has happened, and now you can confess before the gurus, the teachers, the spiritual masters, and change the direction of your life and become a pure person. So Jinendra Dev has also said, don't read or look at such things that deviates your mind. Don't listen to such things that attract you toward the vices. Don't remember the past when you were indulged in that quicksand, in that mud of vices. Don't eat or drink anything that provoke your senses. Let the food be simple. Let it be light. Let it be pure. Let it be vegetarian or vegan. And ultimately, the fifth rule which Jinendra Dev has advised is, avoid makeups, unnecessary makeups that attract evil people. This is called Brahmacharya. A monk observes Brahmacharya. He observes all women like his sister, like his mother, like his daughter. There are no blemishes in his mind. And his activities are very pious because his heart is pure. Even householders can practice this. Dr. Stuart Sowitzki says that at least 3 months of practice everyone should try once in a life. Jainam Jayatu Shasanam. Om Hreem Uttam Brahmcharya Dharmangaya Namah. Om Hreem Uttam Brahmcharya Dharmangaya Namah. Om Hreem Uttam Brahmcharya Dharmangaya Namah.